Okay, all you guys have been asking for it. Another Kassadin gameplay. This time you want to see what happens if I don't stomp my lane. So this is what you're going to get. If you don't know me, my name is Steppenwolf. I'm a top 200 Wild Rift player in the Legendary queue. I'm a high Grandmaster player. And this is what you're going to see. You're going to see exactly how I play Kassadin, how I play the game, how I understand the game. You're going to see my builds, what's working right now. And all of this has to go to make you a better player, to entertain you and to make you a better player at the same time. So, with Kassadin right now, I'm playing against Ari. I'm in the top 50 Kassadin because like I'm abusing him pretty badly. Like I'm not some disillusional guy that thinks that Kassadin isn't broken. Like I think he's pretty damn strong. But I also play him on PC after he got nerfed. So I think this is like a little bit of how is it called? Um it equals it the whole thing out. Now, how I'm starting against Ari, and this is what I usually do against all like ranged champions, is I go with the Ruby Crystal first to get some more durability in lane, because combined with the Fleet Footwork, which is my main rune right here, I always try to out-sustain the enemy. Against Ari with her healing charm, it's going to be a little bit harder, but usually I always try to not go for a direct fight. I always try to out-sustain the enemy, poke him here and there, but this is how you play Kassadin. Now, again, I'm letting myself push in. Usually when I was just starting out with playing Kassadin, I always try to push the enemy like hell. You don't necessarily want to do that. This was a bad dodge for me right here. I'm picking the trade against her. She ignites me for whatever reason, but I'm still winning the trade because she tried to fight inside of my minions and she's still getting damage from my minions, which is one of the worst things you can do because at level 1, 2, 3, up until like minions hurt, okay? This is something you will need to keep in mind. She's hitting my honey fruits for me, and now you can see high level farming from me. I'm missing most of my minions under a turret right now. Luckily, I got this one. It would have been very embarrassing if I didn't get her at this point, or get that minion at this point. So I'm taking a look at what the jungler is doing, and also I can say that this Raven, who called himself AK-47 Raven, is also a very, very well player, and I think he's even like a little bit higher ranked than me. I'm not exactly sure, but as you can see, like if you remember what I told you in one of the last videos, I can explain it to you again right now. I would say they're safety lines. Okay, do you see like the two fire pits right there, like between the bushes? I call themselves, or I call those things danger zones and safety zones. Okay, and I will need to pause the video in just a second and I will explain it to you. But what I'm doing right here is I've seen that this Morgana right here, she is like trying to take the buff. I am flashing behind her. I kept my flash and I'm taking the kill. Okay, now I have a juicy blue buff. And before we keep going with the gameplay, I explain to you what this thing right here means, what the safety zone right here means. Also, if you're wondering why this is not live, I would consider myself as one of the best players in the game right now. And I'm also considering myself as a very good and entertaining commentator, but I can't do both at the same time without like completely screwing up. So I'm trying to give you the best out of both worlds. So I'm doing it separately, which takes me double the time, but I honestly love putting in the time for you guys. So make sure to leave a like if you appreciate it and subscribe to the channel if you never want to miss another video. Now let me explain the safety zone and what I mean with this. If you take a look at this one right here, if you like in your head imagine a line from here to like somewhere down here where the other pit is, or this other fire thing right here. From that until that point, this is your safety zone, okay? If the enemy is pushing you to that point, you're pretty much safe because you're under the tower. If you play a weak champion in the early game, you don't want to go way far into the danger zone, which is this thing right here. From this fire pit to this fire pit right here, this is the danger zone. If you push up until this point, like you're in a pretty bad spot, especially if you don't know where the enemy jungler is, if the enemy is full life, and like honestly, like this is something you should never go. Like this goes into wave manipulation. If you want me to go deeper into wave manipulation, how you can abuse the waves to basically do what you want and you win the lane 99% of the times. Let me know down in the comments. I will make an extra video about wave manipulation. But this is like the safety zone. If you're playing a champion like Kassadin, you always want to play in there. If you play an early, very strong champion, you want to like push the enemy into his safety zone to either make him lose minions under the tower, or you want to abuse his dumbness basically and let you push in and then basically zone him from the minions. These are the two options you have. But if you play an early weak champion like Kassadin, you want to stay away from the enemy danger zone, because as you can see, I don't have flash right here. I'm not having my ult right yet. So let's keep going with the gameplay. So now we both have a Luaf. Ari is level 5 before me, and I was pretty lucky that I dodged this right here. I'm poking with my E. I now have my ult, so I can play a little bit more ballsy, but I still don't have a flash. Now I don't know why I walked into that. I'm taking the trade. She wasted her ult. I'm losing the whole trade right here, but I don't care because I can out-sustain her with my W, with my fleet footwork rune. So all I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hit her with my E again. I miss, unfortunately, but I push the minions a little bit. I'm silencing her. I lost a big minion, I just noticed. I didn't even notice this during the game while I was playing it. And I'm seeing the Shyvana ganking me right here. She's flashing away. I don't have my flash, otherwise I would maybe have been greedy. And here's the thing. You can see my ult is stacked 3 times, and I'm a level 5 Kassadin with 75% mana, and I can't ult, okay? This is like one of the downsides of early game Kassadin. But I still think, and I don't want them to do this because I really love playing Kassadin at this stage of the game because I'm winning so many games with him. But for the balance purpose, I would probably nerf him personally. Because either he's banned or picked. This is like the thing. League of Legends has been struggling for years on PC, and I predict it's going to happen on Wild Rift as well if they don't give him major nerfs, because the kit of this champion is pretty damn strong. Like, he has durability in the early laning phase, and like he hits like a truck in the late game. So I screw my boots and I go for the Sapphire Crystal because, as you've seen, like I've just explained to you what happened with my mana, so it would be pretty dumb for me not to buy the item that gives me more mana. So back to farming, and it's not some very interesting jungle gameplay. Like, this is like simply dominating the mid lane and making sure that I scale well into the late game, because you need to understand the states certain champions are in. Kassadin, you will need to make sure that you farm safe, that you don't get killed a lot, like I did with the last Kassadin, where I've shown you how to counter Kassadin. And if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to link it to you at the end of this one, so you should definitely make sure to check out the other video at the end of this one. But first, make sure to watch this one right here until the end. But you need to understand the states a champion is in, where the power spikes are at. For example, Kassadin gets his major power spike after Rabadons. He deals a lot of damage before, but after the Rabadons, it's basically game over. 3 items, and this is for most champions I play. For example, Orianna, same thing. You can deal damage in the early game, but like the true damage right here you're getting, this is where you get it at. Now, the reason why I made this pause right here is because I remembered this dumb way how this Baron got, this dragon right here got stolen. I need to flash away, which doesn't matter that much because I basically have flash every 2 seconds. And I don't know why this bot lane didn't move. It's not too big of a deal because this Draven right here, like Draven, speaking of the stage the champion is in, he basically snowballs like a maniac. He deals insane amounts of damage in the early game. I'm hitting this Kaiser with my Q, use my W on the Ahri. But even with my 3 kills, I think this Raven, he has like 8.5k gold at this point, which is insane, okay? Like, this passive of this guy is insanely strong. And if you're on a low elo and you know, like, you have decent mechanics, like Draven is something you can snowball out of, because most people, they don't know how to play against it. So I basically screwed my Q here just a second ago. I'm dodging her Q, I'm dodging the E of Ahri so I don't get killed. And all I do is go back now and finish the item. I still screw my boots, which isn't like the best thing to do because I'm such a slow guy right now. But I know that I can, if I want to move around with my ultimate, which is okay-ish, okay? So it's not the best thing to do, but here you can see Draven had 7,000 gold. He had the same amount of kills like I did, and I only had like 5 or 6,000 gold. And here is the damage I was speaking about. Every time he hits his Q, I'm trying to get behind here, maybe to sneak on Yari, but like, this guy, now he has 8.7 thousand gold, I have 6,000. Now he has also 6 kills and I have 3. But this is like the power of Draven and understanding the power specs. If you take a look at Shyvana, for example, like her power spike is once she has her, once she's getting 100 stacks, once she's getting her, how's the thing called, her Trinity Force and the ultimate, and she's going to deal tons of damage. Morgana is strong in the early game. She has once she's getting some items, like she's getting better, but like simply Morgana is one of the champions where the kit is the strong thing onto her. I'm igniting her. I don't know. I wanted to flash while I'm doing my ultimate, but I can't let her get away. Like you understand it, guys, right? I can't let her get away. I want to have the kill right there. Now I've seen Ahri is missing, so usually I would have taunted that Malphite because I know I can kill him in a longer fight, but I haven't seen Ahri on the map, so I decided to simply step away. Also, guys, I'm sorry for uploading gameplays where I clearly win. I'm trying to find gameplays where I don't clearly win, where it's a little bit more close. But I don't have those games. Like you can check my match history on the app or on Wild Stats. And unfortunately, I don't have those super close gameplays right at the moment because I try to stomp the lane as hard as I can, and right now it's working. So I'm trying to get gameplays like this for you guys. I'm just making sure, like I want to get those gameplays. So it's not like I want to only upload gameplays where I'm stomping the enemy. What I want you to give you is some educational guide. Like right now, it's the laning phase where I'm giving you as much value as I possibly can. I'm trying to find some gameplays where we have more interesting team fights, where I can show you how I position myself in the team fights, where I prioritize the things. But like as you can see, the way I play my lane, the way I'm having an eye on the map, like usually this doesn't happen because I'm snowballing right out of the lane. I'm kind of getting lucky right now with not having trolls on my team. I sometimes have, but I don't think it would be very interesting for you to see how I'm having a troll on the team and I'm losing. Which happens from time to time. Like I'm not safe from this. But because I'm winning my laning phases so hard, usually like, those team fights, they don't happen that hard because we're winning this game pretty easily. Now, also, I'm getting a little bit lucky with this Draven right here, who is, like, again, a pretty good Draven. AK-47 Draven. But even if the Draven wouldn't be there, like, I'm 5-0, the enemies are messaging FF, they want to surrender, I'm almost having my Rabadon staff cap. I'm thinking about my next move at this moment. I am thinking about going back or killing something. Now, I want to do the Rift Scuffler right here, but I've seen that they are fighting in the mid lane, so I knew it was my time to shine. So I got the Honey Fruit for some more mana. I jump onto the center. So there's not much they can do. Like this Raven hits like a truck. I almost have my Rabadons finished. And this Raven, like the thing is, what this Raven does, like he has different playstyle than I have. I'm better safe than sorry in certain situations, especially if I give people like some very high shutdown goals, like he's doing. Like enemies would get like 700 gold from me right now, and I don't see where it's worth to give them a 750 shutdown gold in exchange for me maybe getting a kill. Like I'm worth way more than they are at this point, and I know it sounds kind of arrogant, but you get what I mean with this. But I'm way more death of me is way more worth to them than like a kill for me of some enemy that's like 0, 0, and 4. So I try to play it more safe. It doesn't mean that I'm playing like like a fool um or that I'm scared, but I simply don't want to give them the kills because it wouldn't be worth it gold wise and economy wise for our team. Now I'm going back here because I can finish my Rabadons. Also, I'm trying to grab the blue buff right here because, again, you've seen Kassadin's pretty mana hungry. Ulting over the wall. Don't know what I thought about it there. And I'm also seeing this Kai'Sa right here, so I really want to get this Kai'Sa. She's out of position. She's like 0 and 5. I want to get a better score. Maybe I can get the MVP, but I think Draven is getting it 100% right there. So I'm stacking my ult right here, waiting for the cooldowns of my ult. I'm jumping onto her EQ, and she's dead. Like, this is the power of the Kassadin. But before I see the comments that Kassadin is completely broken, like, I'm with you with that one. He is pretty strong. But think about a champion that wouldn't have done this to Kai'Sa if he was 5 and 0 with that amount of gold and this lead. Like, there are a bunch of champions that would have done this. Kassadin is just very, very gold or play-wise effective right now. Well, now Ari is getting kind of tilted. She lost the laning phase, like kind of, like it felt even, but if you take a look at how it went, I had way more gold. I got the kills. Yes, so I would say this lane, I won this pretty clearly. What I'm doing right here is I'm stacking my ult inside of the bush. And I'm simply going to kill the Kai'Sa. I'm doing one step back right here. I'm waiting for my cooldowns to come up. I'm dodging the Senna ult, walking behind her and killing her. So one thing, if you want to play Kassadin yourself and you want to play him successfully, now I'm running away from this Ahri, but I'm pretty much dead, I think. I'm trying to... What I could have done right here better was to instantly jump on her and give her a full combo. This would have killed her probably, like looking at this gameplay again. But like at this moment I was focused on getting away right there. Now what I want to say originally, one thing if you want to have more success with Kassadin, if you're playing him and you're wondering, okay, why it doesn't work for me, like try to stack your ult. This is one of the easiest things to increase your damage output, is simply stack your ult as often as you can. It's going to be worth it. This game, it's 29 and 9, 29 and 10, and I would say it's pretty much over. Janna's might going to die right here. Or at least Ahri is going to die to the godlike Garen, but you can see, you can take a look at the scores right here. My team, we got a lead at the beginning and we are like relentlessly running it down. We are relentlessly shutting the enemies down and making sure that we're winning on this one. So again, grabbing the blue buff because, like, again, Kassadin, mana hungry champion. I'm trying to kill the Morgana right here. I'm dodging her Q. I'm jumping behind. Also going to grab myself the Kai'Sa. So this is going to be it's a Kassadin in the late game. I don't know what I can say to this besides a Kassadin in the late game. He is pretty damn strong at this point. I can farm enemies. I can kill them easily in a 1v1 situation, even at Malphite. So this is going to be pretty worthless. Again, as always, if you want me to play any champions, I have a very versatile champion pool. Let me know down in the comments. I will try to make a video about it. At this point, we should go for the Baron, like the Garen is already doing. I am not sure if I'm going to help right here or if I'm like simply trying to farm out the enemy. Oh no, I didn't solo. Like I did the Baron completely solo. Okay. Farming the wave, I can see again Senna and Kai'Sa. If you remember what happened like a few seconds ago, I want to do the same thing again. I'm keeping my ult stacked. But unfortunately, there's a tower and they are running away like chicken. Because I would do the same thing against a 10 and 1 Kassadin. Now again, like the win rate on my Kassadin is like 75%. Like I know how to play this champ because I've played him that much on League PC. So I would say I've got another unfair advantage right there. And this is how we end the game. We got the lead, we got the Baron, and we ended. Now, I will link you a bunch of videos right now at the end of this one. I personally think you will find valuable. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave down in the comments what you think. And I see you guys inside of the next video.